The Supreme Court has slammed Baba Ramdev and Patanjali yet again. In fact, the court went so far as to say that the court was not ready to accept the apology that had been submitted by Patanjali and Ramdev for misleading the public with advertisements that the court has held falsified critical medical information. I'm Barkha Dutt, and you're with the Mojo Story. On the program today, we continue to look at what the Supreme Court might do next when it comes to Ramdev. Ramdev, as we said, has been slammed by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has objected to the fact, these images are, of course, from an earlier in-person appearance. The court has objected to the fact that the apology by Patanjali was sent to the media before it was sent to the court. The Supreme Court bench held that Ramdev had shown disdain for the court and threatened that the court could show the same disdain for Patanjali. The debate has also erupted into an Ayurveda versus allopathy debate, and questions are being asked as to whether the Supreme Court might seriously penalize or perhaps even prosecute Ramdev and the Patanjali group. To talk about all of these issues arising from this particular case, let me introduce two very special guests on the program today. I want to ask them what they think, how they see this debate. And let me introduce our guests on the program today as we look at this critical case. We're joined by Dr. Parmeshwar Arora. He's one of India's best-known Ayurvedic scholars and doctors. Welcome to the program, sir. It's good to see you after a long time. And also joining us is Professor Jayalal. He's the former national president of the Indian Medical Association. And remember, it is the IMA, Namaskar, sir, that has taken Ramdev and Patanjali to court. So I would like to start with you, Professor Jayalal. You have locked horns with Baba Ramdev quite often in the past. He's made all kinds of allegations against you also in the past. We'll come to those later. When you look at the response that the court is taking, what would you say? What are your first responses?
Yeah, we are extremely happy. The Supreme Court has proved it beyond doubt that before the law, everyone is safe. However mighty we are, we need to be with law-abiding citizens. And I want to again emphasize, it is nothing against personal. It is only about somebody is telling something wrong to the society, which will have a lot of health impact. That is only our issue. We never talk. It is nothing against Ayurveda.
So this is very important. You say that this is not against Ayurveda. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, as a modern medicine person, I firmly believe one system of medicine cannot cure all the problems of the individual. So we need a different system based on a lot of our history, tradition. We have developed a lot of system of medicine. But each system has its unique character, and individuals' diseases are also different. So we need a different system of medicine to cure and potentially help individuals. We have nothing against each other's system of medicine. But somebody not in the terms of using particular medicine and giving out of the way, promoting unscientific way, unscientifically telling something, that is what that we are opposing. But otherwise, we are perfectly in alliance with other system of medicines.
Okay, so this is a very important point that you're making, Professor Jayalal, and I'm just going to allow you to settle your shot as I bring in Dr. Arora. Dr. Arora, you've heard what Professor Jayalal is actually saying, and I'm just going to allow him to fix his shot as I bring you in for first comments at this point. You heard what Professor Jayalal said, that this is not against Ayurveda. This is not against an alternate school of medicine. It is simply against Patanjali in specific. How do you react to that? And do you see that as a valid point? Are you upset with how the court has responded, or do you think what the court has done is very important?
सी बरखा जी, जब से ये मैटर शुरू हुआ है, मैं हमेशा ये बात बोल रहा हूँ कि there are two different issues. One is contempt of court. Second is the Magic Remedy Act. Can you hear me?
Give me a second, sir. There seems to be some confusion. Give me a second, because You were on two signals. Now we can hear you. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Start again. Yeah.
So I repeat my statement, Barkha ji. जब से ये मैटर शुरू हुआ है, I'm saying that there are two different aspects on this matter, on this issue. The first one, which is very important, is contempt of court, which Babaji and Patanjali has done, which is absolutely wrong. We are not standing with that contempt of court. लेकिन जो सेकंड इशू है वो है जो मैजिक रेमेडी एक्ट है उस टाइम में वेदर इट शुड बी एप्लीकेबल ऑन आयुर्वेदा और नॉट. So being an Ayurvedic practitioner, an Ayurvedic scholar and practicing Ayurveda for more than 20 years now, seeing almost 100 patients every day. So what I want to say that contempt of court है, बाबा जी को सुप्रीम कोर्ट लताड़ भी लगाए, सजा भी दे, it's a very different matter. हम आयुर्वेद के मुताबिक इंटरफेयर नहीं कर सकते हैं और ना करना चाहिए. एंड जो भी यहाँ पे है इंडियन है उसको जो नियम है, जो कानून है उसको फॉलो करना चाहिए. कोर्ट जो आदेश दे रहा है उसको फॉलो करना चाहिए. इट्स वेरी क्लियर. इसमें कहीं कुछ भी कोर्ट से कोई शिकायत नहीं है. ये ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट से, छोटा कोर्ट भी अगर आपको कोई ऑर्डर देता है तो यू शुड फॉलो इट. एक्चुअली यू शुड फॉलो इट. गवर्नमेंट के जो भी इशू केवल ये है कि इस इशू के माध्यम से एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिला है. आप जैसे लोग बीच में आए हैं कि क्या जो मैजिक रेमेडी एक्ट है 1954 में जो फ्रेम हुआ है, वेदर इट शुड बी एप्लीकेबल टू आयुर्वेदा एज इट इज एप्लीकेबल टू एलोपैथी. क्योंकि दोनों साइंस बड़ी डिफरेंट है, दोनों के अपने लिमिटेशंस हैं. कुछ ऐसी बीमारियां हैं जहां पर हम लोग आयुर्वेद में आज कुछ नहीं कर सकते, बट एलोपैथिक जो है वो बहुत अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट ऑफर कर रहा है. बहुत सारी ऐसी बीमारियां हैं जहां पर
आप ये एक्सप्लेन सर. सॉरी, आपका आवाज बहुत क्लियर नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी मैं समझने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ. आपने कहा कि जहां तक कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट है, यू कंडेम दैट. लेकिन जो इशू है दैट इज द मैजिक रेमेडीज एक्ट एंड इट्स एप्लीकेशन टू आयुर्वेदा. कैन यू एक्सप्लेन कि ये एक्ट कहता क्या है और ये इशू क्यों है?
देखिए बरखा जी, क्या है कि इसमें को कहीं ना कहीं लिमिटेशंस करने की कोशिश की गई है हमारे बोर्ड के द्वारा. लेकिन इसको किया गया है वो प्राइमरीली बाय एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर्स किया गया है. और वहां भी उन्होंने ये कोशिश की है कि कोई भी ऐसी बीमारी जिसको हम ठीक नहीं कर सकते उसको ओवर क्लेम करके हम लोगों को एक गलत मैसेज ना दें, एक मिथ ना फैलाएं, एक फ्रॉड ना हो. लेकिन वो सेम आयुर्वेद पे एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी मैं बात करता हूँ माइग्रेन की, मैं बात करता हूँ शुगर की, मैं बात करता हूँ ब्लड प्रेशर की. सो इन जनरल व्हेन यू टॉक टू एन एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर फॉर माइग्रेन, आपको ये सुनने को मिलेगा ये ट्रीटेबल नहीं है, ये क्योरेबल नहीं है. वी कैन कंट्रोल इट बट वी कैन नॉट क्योर इट. बट बरखा जी, आई एम सेइंग यू ऑनेस्टली दैट वी कैन क्योर माइग्रेन, we can cure infertility, we may cure diabetes also. Diabetes has 3 variants, so one variant is curable in Ayurveda. So कहने का मतलब ये है कि ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है कि जो चीज एलोपैथिक से क्योर नहीं हो सकती वो आयुर्वेदिक से भी क्योर नहीं हो सकती, बिकॉज बोथ द साइंसेज आर वेरी डिफरेंट साइंसेज. So what we are demanding that there should be two different magic remedy act, one for allopath, one for Ayurvedic, one for homeopath, one for Unani, one for naturopath, so that even in Ayurveda we should not overclaim. कोई बाबा बैठ के ये ना कह सके कि मैं ये भी ठीक कर दूंगा, ये भी ठीक कर दूंगा. उससे हम भी परेशान होते हैं, हम आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर भी परेशान होते हैं. सो आयुर्वेदा और एलोपैथ का अलग अलग हो और आयुर्वेद में भी कोई ओवर ना कर सके.
Dr. Arora, like Professor Jayalal says, his argument is not with Ayurveda, it is with Ramdev. You say your defense is not of Ramdev, it is of Ayurveda. So let me get Professor Jayalal to respond to this. You said, Professor Jayalal, that you... Yeah, go ahead, Professor Jayalal, go ahead.
No, we have a little confusion on this magic remedies. First of all, we should understand in 1954, the Parliament in its wisdom has created this act. It never used any word, it's a modern medicine or Ayurveda. It is only talking about somebody giving an advertisement in the world using any form. It includes even you have some raki which you are tying, some powder you are using, some oil you are using, whatever it is not there talking about what type of system you are using, what type of medicine. But somebody says for 54 diseases, including your malignancy and other things, if somebody says, I can cure it, because the scientific evidence do not claim that it is pure. I mean, migraine do not comes under that. Definitely you can advertise for migraine. They are only talking about your hepatic failure. When somebody is coming with a severe hepatic failure, you are going to say that you don't worry, you just take this powder, you will be all right. So that kind of misleading the public is what is being talked in the magic remedy line. It is never talk about any system of medicine. It never talks about something which Baba Ramdev ji or our honorable this Mumpa can say that diabetes, a particular type of diabetes, I am able to help somebody. Give me some medicine. That is perfectly all right. It is magic remedy like, do not take that. But when you say all diabetes come here, you just take this 3 tablets, everything will be perfectly all right. That is absolutely wrong. See, our fight started with the coronal. When we were struggling with the corona, when the Baba Ramji came and said, take this coronal tablet, everybody will be all right. So that's what we are opposing. That's what we are saying. It is, we never talked about any system, any kind of thing what you are using, whether it is a tablet, oil, it is nothing to do with. But when you are giving a wrong
exactly what we want, what we want, actually Ayurvedic doctor want, हमें आवर क्लेम कर रहे हैं, कोई मिथ हम सोसाइटी में फैला रहे हैं, तो वहां पर एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर ही आना चाहिए हमें रोकने के लिए, आईएमए नहीं आना चाहिए रोकने के लिए, गवर्नमेंट का मंत्रालय आना चाहिए, आयुष मंत्रालय आना चाहिए, वो आयुर्वेद का जो हमारा मैजिक रेमेडी एक्ट बनना चाहिए, वहां पर डिसाइड होना चाहिए कि आयुर्वेद, इवन आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर्स कर सकते हैं, किसको कह सकते हैं क्यूरेबल है, किसको कह सकते हैं कंट्रोलेबल है, तो दैट हैज टू बी डिसाइडेड बाय आयुष मंत्रालय, नॉट बाय आईएमए।
क्रॉस क्वेश्चन यू ऑन दैट अरोरा जी, क्योंकि आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट में आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट में सरकार की भी क्रिटिसिज्म हुई, खास करके उत्तराखंड सरकार की क्रिटिसिज्म हुई that enough action was not taken even in the face of knowledge that these advertisements were misleading. Now Professor Jayalal brings up COVID, a time we all three of us remember very well, and says that this fight started by patently false claims made by Ramdev during COVID. Right? And that is the time when someone should have acted. अब आज आप कहते हैं कि हमारा different intervention होना चाहिए, IMA नहीं, आयुष मिनिस्ट्री आए. But the Supreme Court is saying that the government has also not made the interventions that were needed to stop this.
No. Actually, मैं आपको explain करता हूँ कि what happened there. देखिए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट आज का जो मैजिक रेमेडी एक्ट है, वो उसको फॉलो कराने के लिए है. आज जो रेमेडी एक्ट है वो सबके लिए बराबर है, आयुर्वेद के लिए, एलोपैथ के लिए, होम्योपैथ के लिए. तो कोर्ट को मतलब नहीं है कि एलोपैथ क्या है, आयुर्वेद क्या है, उसको है इस लॉ को एवरीबॉडी हैज टू फॉलो. जो नहीं फॉलो कर रहा है उसको पनिश कर रहा है, उसको वर्ड्स बोल रहा है. तो ये इशू है, उसको एलोपैथ आयुर्वेद से कोई मतलब नहीं है. कोर्ट को मतलब है कि नियम क्या है, कानून क्या है, उस कानून के तहत एडवर्टाइजमेंट है. तो आज के कानून के तहत वो एडवर्टाइजमेंट सही नहीं है. सो पहले एडवर्टाइजमेंट रोकना था, फिर अपनी बात को उठाना था. ये प्रोसीजर है. जैसे आज हम लोग डिमांड कर रहे हैं बाबा जी शुड, मतलब
तो आप क्या चाहते हैं, आप खुद क्या चाहते हैं आयुर्वेद डॉक्टर?
मैं ये चाहता हूं कि आयुर्वेद में अलग से एक मैजिक रेमेडी एक्ट बने एंड आयुष मंत्रालय इतना स्ट्रिक्ट हो सो दैट इवन इन आयुर्वेदा कोई भी ओवर क्लेम ना कर सके, क्योंकि उससे हम जो जेन्युइन प्रैक्टिशनर है उनको दिक्कत होती है. जब लोग हमसे पूछते हैं कि गारंटी है आप ठीक कर देंगे, तो हमको दिक्कत होती है. वो तो बोलते हैं गारंटी के साथ.
आप मानते हैं
नहीं बोलना चाहिए, गारंटी कोई शब्द नहीं थी.
Dr. Arora, before I give the last word to Professor Jayalal, आप मानते हैं कि रामदेव has been guilty of contempt of court and of lying to the public? क्या आप ये स्वीकार करते हैं?
इसमें ये क्वेश्चन आपका लंबा हो गया. इसमें पहला पार्ट है कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट, यस आई डू एग्री. और उसके बाद पब्लिक खुद बोल रहे थे ये आयुष डिसाइड करेगा, मैं नहीं.
अच्छा, okay. Professor Jayalal, I'll give you the last word. Dr. Arora ने बड़ी डिप्लोमेटिकली पतली गली से खिसक के बोल दिया कि सरकार तय करेगी, आयुष तय करेगा. बोल देते the public was misled, but contempt of court he agrees with. Last word to you. He's making the demand that Ayurveda is a different school of medicine from allopathy, and therefore the supervisors and the interventions should be different and divided. How do you see this, and how do you see this Magic Remedies Act, Professor Jayalal? One second, sir, let me unmute you. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely, we feel there is no difference in the Magic Remedies Act. See, there is a difference in Ayurveda and modern medicine. Modern medicine, we do not have a secret medicine act. There is even Ayurveda doctor need not tell the content of the medicine. He can say that this is the way it is going to work. The secret medicine act is there. It is amenable to them. They need not explain that why, how it is acting. But modern medicine, no, we cannot say secret medicine. If we say paracetamol, we need to say that it has to be. So there is a different ways of dealing with the different medicine. In a magic medicine, we are saying it is a miracle. I am sure Dr. Arora will never say I am doing a magic. He will only say I am giving a tablet and he is getting cured. I am giving a medicine, he will getting a cure. That is absolutely scientific. And somebody comes here and saying, see, again I come to coronal. Coronal, even the Ayush ministry says it is an immune booster. But Baba Ramdev was claiming it is a curative medicine.
Dr. Arora, ये तो आपको मानना पड़ेगा that when we look at coronal and we look back at it, it was a complete not what Ayush was claiming. आप booster कह सकते हैं, आप curative medicine के तौर पे उसको नहीं present कर सकते to the public. अरोड़ा जी,
देखिए यहाँ पे फिर थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है. मैंने अपने आप लाखों पेशेंट्स जो कोविड के थे उनको हमारे यहाँ प्रूवन एंटीवायरल मेडिसिन, ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम एंटीवायरल मेडिसिन से हमने दिया, हमको रिजल्ट मिले. लेकिन फिर हम कह रहे हैं कि हम गारंटी वर्ड कभी नहीं यूज कर सकते, ना हमको यूज करना भी नहीं चाहिए. तो लेकिन we have proven antivirals which allopathic doctors don't have. So that's the difference. So I'm saying if allopathy doesn't have that antiviral and we have, so we should come forward and say that in Ayurveda we have. But उसको जो हमारी एक regulatory body है, उसको check करना चाहिए whether we should claim it or not. If they say, and parameters बरखा जी बहुत अलग-अलग हैं. आज के tools पे हम आयुर्वेद को नहीं check कर सकते. वाता पिता कफा जो हम लोग बेसिक हमारा प्रिंसिपल है उसको आज के टूल्स पे हम नहीं कर सकते. लेकिन आज के टूल्स पे हम नहीं कर सकते इसका मतलब नहीं है कि वो बिना रिसर्च के लिखा गया है. क्या त्रिफला पेट साफ नहीं करता? पेट साफ करता है ना. ये किसने लिखा? चरक संहिता में 5000 साल पहले. अर्जुना कार्डियोटोनिक है, नीम ब्लड प्यूरिफायर है, हल्दी एंटीसेप्टिक है. किसने लिखा? Ayurveda is not a secret science. Ayurvedic formulations are very clear.
I fully agree with Arora sir. What he said is Vata Pitta Kapha is the basic main of Ayurveda. Modern medicine is entirely different. So these two cannot mix. Ayurveda has to be go separately. Modern medicine has to go separately. Yeah, integration and mixing is going to cause problem. And this is, I take the word from Arora sir. I will fully agree that we go into
I have to end, but I want to ask you. Sorry, Arora sir is trying to say something.
Right, allopathic medicine. I will be with you, Dr. Jayalal. If you start a campaign that Ayurvedic doctors should write only Ayurvedic medicine, I will be the first to go with you.
Great, sir.
Okay, Professor Jayalal, what is the? Are you seeking a prosecution or a punishment for Ramdev? How does this case end? The Supreme Court seems to be in no mood to end it.
No, they have said the 16th of this April they are going to give the final verdict. So they are little mainly on the contempt of court petition. It has two components on that one is disputing it.
Yes.
But the way the judge has felt is you are giving to the media before you are coming to the court, and that is obviously it is somebody is playing with the Supreme Court, and we do hope. Yeah, I mean we do not want any big punishment, but even the Supreme Court says that please do not do like this for a magic remedial. It holds good for all kind of people who are telling the sign. It's cheating the society in the name of a medicine, in the name of a disease, and the people who are cheating, they should be punished.
I think on that, Dr. Arora can certainly agree. We'll leave it there. The debate continues. It'll be very interesting to see what the Supreme Court finally does. And we'll have a separate, after the elections, especially a separate discussion on this Magic Remedies Act and what it actually means. But in the meantime, thank you, Professor Jayalal and Dr. Parmeshwar.
Thank you, Bagga. It's always nice to be with you at this time.
Nice to be with both of you. Thank you.
Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.